Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Hot Seat Interview. I am your host, Leo Brady, film critic with AMovieGuy.com, and I am here today with the awesome team that is behind this awesome new horror film, Clown in a Cornfield. I'm here with director Eli Craig, and I'm here with the writer of the book that it's all based on, Adam Cesare. Thanks for being with me here, guys.
Great to be here,
Great
Leo.
being here, Leo.
So, first question that I always ask in interviews that I conduct is for you guys and Adam. It might be a little bit different answer for you because you're a writer, but what movie or movie experience made you say to yourself, "I want to work in movies. I want to make movies"? What movie comes to mind?
Well, honestly, the strangest thing is like the David Lean epic movies, like Lawrence of Arabia and stuff. I can't tell you the amount of times I would watch like Lawrence of Arabia, Bridge over River Kwai. I love like the scope and just epic quality of those kind of movies, and that's where I started. And then I realized I don't get that kind of budget, and horror is a venue where you could take a smaller budget and do something kind of epic with it. And
Yeah.
so that's, hey, if I got the budget for a David Lean style movie, I'd eat that up
There's
too.
there's a couple Bridge on the River Kwai-esque explosions in
Yeah,
Cornfield. There
yeah.
really are.
Yeah, all right. I love that.
What about you, Adam? I mean, for you with your writing too.
I mean, I'm a novelist, but we're surrounded. If
Yeah.
your folks can see, we're surrounded by hundreds of Blu-rays here, thousands of Blu-rays. So I'm a movie guy. I'm a movie guy first and foremost. I love movies and horror movies particularly. Like I was taken by my dad to see Wes Craven's New Nightmare when I was way too young.
Yep.
I ran screaming from the theater after an hour, and then 2 years later we tried it again with Scream, which is another Wes Craven film, and I didn't
Yep.
make it past Casey Becker's parents discovering her body. I ran up the same center aisle that I had done. I think I was 6 or 7. So like I give myself a little credit. I was 6 or 7 and begging to go to that movie. But yeah, it's all been this since then. Like so it's a while to be on this phone call.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, so and what struck me the most about Clown in the Cornfield, honestly, is sort of the tones of both, whether it's like a slasher film or a teen slasher movie, but also the comedy. And Adam, I don't know if like that comedy coming out of the book was exactly what you wanted to get right. And Eli, that balance of getting that comedy right, but it's like it's actually quite hilarious in times, especially with like the meta things about teenagers not knowing how to use rotary phones. I mean, like that like stuck out. Was that an important part for you guys to get right?
It's pure Eli. Like my books are somewhat more serious. But I think and at this in the same breath, I can say this feels like a perfect adaptation because I've been a fan of Eli's for 15 years for Tucker and Dale versus Evil, and I wouldn't want to have Eli make an adaptation of my books that wasn't also funny. But I think the horror is first here. I think it is a horror movie with comedy, and Eli could talk about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I really thought I was making a more straight horror movie and with elements of comedy. And people find the elements of comedy, I think, so funny because they come with so much suspense and with all this buildup. And, and then it's a release valve. And I have to say the comedy plays bigger than I even expected. I can't resist sometimes. I just see it like, oh, this is just begging for it.
Yeah.
So in this film, I was really trying to hold back on the comedy, really pushing the horror and the suspense and thriller aspects. But when the joke was just so apparent to me on the page, I would write it, and I wanted that release valve to exist so that people could be scared and then have that. And it just plays so well that I'm like, okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Well, it's what makes it great in a theater. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, and also too, having Katie Douglas sort of be that main character of Quinn Maybrook. I mean, you always got to make sure you choose the right person to be that lead character, and she like nails it. She's so good. Can you both talk about sort of having her in that role and how she brought that character to life?
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's the best part about directing is like putting your team together. It's like choosing your band and what kind of band you want to put together. And, you have such a wide, just a huge world of talent out there to choose from. But she was the girl I wanted. She was the one. She was the first choice. She was surprised that she was the first choice because this is the first lead role that she's really gotten to like carry a movie on her shoulders.
Yeah.
But she was so ready for it. And everything I've ever seen her done, everything, like even the Lifetime movies where she kept getting abducted, like, and she had to figure out a way to survive. And she also did the thing, Mary kills people. Just everything was grounded, sincere, authentic, and sort of tough. She had a solid core to her.
Yeah.
So she's this combination of a delicate, fragile girl, but with like a tough interior. And that's what I thought Quinn was. And she just did exactly what I needed her to do, and she killed it and brought so much to the table.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and I have one last question before I let you guys both go. I mean, Adam, for you, it's all about bringing what's on the page to life. And what I love about this film is sort of the aesthetics, the sets, the
Oh yeah.
costumes, all of those things. Did the two of you collaborate a little bit together to make sure those details were all right? Because, man, this movie really does give you that small Midwestern town, cornfields, like one stop sign type of town. And I think it's just absolutely fantastic.
It's all Eli and his amazing production team. I mean, it's on the page. That's a
Yeah,
big
it's
part of it. Springs is like a big character in the book, but it's like I didn't, I just wanted to see it. I was on set for one day and I really wanted to see the town. Like I really wanted to go during the parade scene, and it was just incredible. Like it was just like down to the tiniest detail, like the license plates on the cars, the newspaper boxes, like they were all Kettle Springs, and it was felt like walking into the book. It was incredible.
Yeah, it's great.
yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Clown in a Cornfield is playing this Friday, May 9th. I hope so many people go to see this. It's already one of the best horror films of the year, and I can't wait for everybody to check it out.
Please see
Wow,
it in a
good year
theater.
for horror.
Yeah,
Good year
no,
for
yeah,
horror.
no,
So
it is.
thank
No,
you.
it's yeah, we get good stuff.
Yeah. You guys knocked it out of the park. But thanks again.
Thank you.
All right.